Had the money hidden in the freezer. Every ice cream box got 100 G's. Palms itchy and I'm starting to get a fever. El Chapo real estate, I got 100 keys. Collect 100 fees. I'm diversified. I keep 100 pounds of gold I can liquefy. Remember when I used to call like 100 times? And you never used to press five. Left me in the cold. I cried 100 tears. 10 piece, but it felt like 100 years. Con Air chained up with 100 pairs. Tight jumper with the fatty, got 100 stairs. Nobody cares. Life never stops. Heavy on the time like 100 clocks. Investing every dime. Bought 100
You're taking the time out of her schedule to get with us.
It's
the world's famous. Yeah, I said it in my Mr. Magic's voice. It's 50 years of hip hop, so I gotta do it in my Mr. Magic's voice. The world famous Swag in the Morning. I'm your brother Prince Creed.
And I'm your girl, Lady D.
Lady D, before you start hating, tell everybody what swag is.
Swag being saved with amazing grace.
All right. And morning don't mean daytime. It means new hope, new beginning, freedom from being in the darkness.
Yes.
And right now, hip hop is 50, and we're gonna bring somebody into the light. We're gonna bring somebody into the light.
Come on.
Somebody is gonna get into the light.
All right then.
Move into the light, Caroline.
You got it right. Oh my God, you got it right.
I got it right. We're famous Swag in the Morning. It's Thursday, and it's in the evening.
Yeah.
And first of all, I always gotta say, morning don't mean daytime.
It do not mean daytime.
It do not.
Yes.
When we come on, we bring the stage is yours, and we want to let you know we're giving you new hope, new beginning, freedom.
Yes.
Freedom from being in the darkness.
There you
We're
go.
bring you on some light.
Yes.
In the news,
You talking about news?
Donald J. Trump,
I don't want to talk about this news.
the invincible Donald Trump.
He went to jail?
Now, New York indicted him on some charges of hush money. Now, if Donald J. Trump go to jail for some hush money, a lot of folks is going to jail.
Well,
They're going to jail.
that might be true.
I don't think that's going to stick. Like, really, like what? Like, come on, man. Really let it go. And I'm believing that they're doing this to discredit him, to keep him from running for office.
Well, I mean, I'm just saying he didn't do enough to discredit his own self. I mean, come on. I'm over it. I'm over it.
I'm telling you, it's going to take Donald Trump shooting somebody. Matter of fact, he said it. He said, if I shoot someone in the middle of Broadway, he said it out of his mouth. Nothing can happen to me. Nothing.
That's what he said? Okay.
That's what he said.
All right. Well,
Nothing
okay.
is going to happen to me. I is Donald Trump. Nothing is going to happen to me. And, and sometimes, really, Donald Trump makes you believe that nothing is going to happen to him.
Because I think he believes nothing is going to happen to him because nothing has happened to him.
Like, I don't know if anything can happen to him. Like, what is going to happen to Donald Trump?
I'm over Donald Trump. I was getting ready to say something else, but
Donald Trump?
I'm just going to leave it.
Look, Donald Trump is Mr. Invincible. I'm telling you, Lady D.
Okay, well.
Mr. Invincible.
Okay.
There's nothing you can do to stop Donald Trump. I don't think so. I really don't think. I think Donald Trump is really like Superman.
I think Donald Trump think he is Superman, but okay.
Hey, look, Donald Trump is at a point where all he can do is tell y'all, get out of here, and leave me alone. Leave me be.
Okay.
So Aisha's on her way, I believe.
She is on her way. She's on her way.
She's on her way.
Yes.
Lady D, so how you feeling today?
I'm feeling amazing today.
Feeling amazing.
I'm feeling amazing. Let me just tell you why. You gonna ask me? Okay, I'm gonna tell you anyway. But anyway, I had a conversation today with two people that really encouraged me today. One was speaking with my god brother.
Okay.
And it's good when you see someone, and I mean, you don't see someone for a very long time, but they
Right.
notice what you've been doing.
Uh-huh.
And I don't want to be seen doing what I'm doing, right? I don't want you to see me doing what I'm doing,
Okay.
right? I want you to see what I've done, right? So let me explain to you what I mean by that.
Please do.
A lot of people do things just to be seen, right? I want you to see me. I want you to big me up. I want you to do this and I want you to do that. But if you've seen what I've done, that means that I'm just going about doing what I do. So you recognize what I've already done. And I don't, I'm saying, because some people just do it just to be seen. And I don't do anything just to be seen. I just have this different thing that, what, I want to change someone's life. I want to empower. I want to impact. I want to uplift and enlighten someone. So that is one of the things that I did. And when he said to me, I see you, I see what you did, what you're doing. I see the podcast, and I'm so proud of y'all. And when he did that that was absolutely wonderful for me, to just let me know that, what, keep on going. Keep on going. So
wow, inspiration.
That was one of the things that, it was a lot of happening to me today, but
okay.
I'll tell you on another day.
Those new glasses?
No, it's
like every time you come up here and look, you got a pair of new glasses. What's going on?
We're not going to be doing the hating today. We're going to just go ahead and move on.
Today is my day. The day is 50 years of hip hop. I'm like excited, right?
I know.
Like I gave Aisha a new name. I know that's your cousins and y'all into that finances, credit, and all of that stuff. But I'm going to tell y'all something what people don't know about her. Like they sleep. I'm telling you something. She's a problem. Like my New York Knicks is going to be a problem in the playoffs.
Here we go. I see it coming already.
Yeah, because it's my hip hop. I had to remind people. Look at you, lady. Look at you. I'm gonna turn that joint up.
1-0-0-1.
Bars and beauty, I call her. Bars and beauty.
Bars and beauty.
Y'all don't know. She's a problem. Put the dance on here together for the invention.
Yes.
The Jane of all.
Yes.
Yeah, I said it. I don't know what else she do.
Everything.
Miss Hall.
Yes.
What's up?
What's up, family member? Where you at? Oh, what am I doing here? Hold on.
Look, you got them all nervous, hitting every kind of button.
Oh, what's good? What's good?
It is so good to see you again, beautiful. Look at you.
Thank you.
I think Aisha is like Benjamin Buttons. Like last time we saw her, she said she was this age. Now she's like aging backwards. Like like her and between her and Big Les. I don't know. It's like I don't even want to ask them their age. Like forget all about that.
It don't matter. It
They're
don't
like
matter.
The Clark of hip hop. Or like whatever it is. Like somebody asked me, what do she do? I'm like, well, I'm come on the show.
It's probably easy to say what she don't do. Right. Stay still.
Like
I do. I got some stuff, but I'm gonna let you go ahead and kick it off.
Okay,
right?
So you trying to show off?
I'm gonna let you kick it off.
You got the props and stuff. All I got is my big mouth.
That's enough.
Aisha, how you been, my friend?
I've been great. I've been super. It's really been good so far. This year has really turned out to be a good year so far.
Awesome. We're the biggest cheerleaders.
Yes, sir.
On the low, you may not see me. I tell people, look, be on the lookout. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's my sister, my god sister Charmaine, or like they're cheering you on from the back. We're so proud of you. I watch and I see. And with this being 50 years of hip hop, right? Because, I said, I'm bringing Aisha Hall back on the swag. And she said, oh, the one from B. Look, okay, that's what you think she does?
That's not it, right? That's not it. Come on.
Would you tell these folks the hip hop in your blood, Aisha? Will you explain to these folks that you've been doing this before they've been doing this, before they started thinking about doing this? I'm not going to start.
I mean, it definitely is in my blood. My father, he's been very, very influential. Well, he was, because he's not here anymore, but he was very, very influential in my life when it came to music. He was running around with Public Enemy. Actually, the other day, somebody just sent me a video that he did with him and Terminator X that they found.
Oh
Wow.
And they
wow.
were at a photo shoot, and I was just watching him do all these crazy poses and just be himself, a natural entertainer, you know. And I've been doing this since I was probably like 7 years old, you know, running around with
Wow.
him bringing me up on stage. So
Right.
I've been doing this, you know. It's definitely etched into everything I do. Even with some of my books, my children's book, it rhymes. Like I bring different skill sets to other skill sets, and I bring it all together. So music, hip hop, it's like it's what got me through my bid. You know, I probably wrote 30, 40 songs while I was away. You know, just so I'm very me and music have a very intimate relationship, you know, especially hip hop. So yeah,
I
that
love.
50 years is a big deal.
You know what, Aisha? I'm loving the direction that hip hop is going in now, with women starting to be the majority of the money makers in this hip hop game, which I'm very proud of, right? Because it's male dominant for years, from the
Mhm.
time your dad growing up with Public, from Fearless Four. I mean, going way back. I mean, you guys had Sequence, Rock, and all of the ladies like that, Light, and then it moved on to Queen Latifah. But I'm really loving the way hip hop is going with our women, with our queens. I am really like. So, what do you think? What are your thoughts in the future, or what's some of the areas where you think that women can get better? Like, or do you feel that they're making their mark?
I feel like we're starting to, you know, I think that for a long time, you know, the females were, you know, hyper and over, you know, sexualized. And it kind of took away from some of the skill sets, you know, because there's a lot of queens with bars that haven't been heard because they don't necessarily want to be naked, or they may not have the ideal body type that people think are like going to bring a lot of sexual attention, you know. But I think that now, if you look, like for example, like shout out to Lola, for example. I haven't seen her showing her ass or none of that. She's just, you know, kind of coming with that energy, you know. And I think that that's opening the door for other females to come with that energy, with that skill set, and not just be, you know, a sex object. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, sexy is cool, you
Right.
know, but I
Right.
don't think that should be okay. You got a deal because you're sexy, but can you rap? You
Right.
know, and
Right.
there's been a lot of females that I don't think fit the bill, but they might have had this look. Well, I mean, is this for a magazine, you know, or is this for hip hop? So I'm
Right.
really liking the direction now where um, females are starting to be able to showcase their talent, and not just the way they look, you know.
Right. And I agree 100%. But fortunately, you bring both a balance, which I love about you. You bring a balance with skills, with beauty, with look, with
Mhm.
your swag. You know, the way you dress, and you know you got that New York swag, and plus you have bars. And this is where I'm telling people, look, man, she can mess with some of the dudes out there like y'all. And plus, she's not she's not rhyming from Google search. I
Mhm.
saw
Right.
that on Google search. Or while I saw that, Frank Lucas, you really rhyming your true story and telling the story. You paint the picture very well, and which I salute you on that. When you're spitting the bars, I can visualize, 100 G's in every ice cream. Like I'm
Mhm.
seeing all of that because I've
Right.
saw that, right? And so I'm in the picture you're painting, and your clarity and your voice, and you can be understood. And it's like, I'm so glad. Real hip hop. I, I don't have any Lady D.
I'm just admiring. I'm listening, and
Yeah,
and
she's
the lyrics, and the bars and everything, and it's just like, it's is hip hop,
right.
and I think today, some of the women today feel like, some of them have a dream. And I
Hmm.
believe that you're one of the ones who can, they can look at and say, she does it and does it very well. They can emulate you, and they can move forward, but I also believe that when you spit in bars, you need to have substance.
Yeah.
Everything needs to have substance,
Absolutely.
right? And sometimes, just listen to some of the music, it doesn't have substance. It's just sometimes it's just all about sex.
Yeah.
It's
A
all about
lot of
sex and money.
times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know, I was kind of disappointed. I watched Jermaine Dupri's show back when Mulatto was like a young girl, and
Yeah.
they had that competition show, and I thought she was so talented, and I like her as an artist, but I really see how the labels kind of over sexualized her, and I'm like,
Yeah.
damn, I wish we would get a chance to like really just spit and show her skill set because she's
Yeah.
actually a very good lyricist, you
Yes,
know.
indeed.
But you don't really get to focus on that because it's eat this and suck that, and it's like,
Yes.
damn, I wish that she could showcase that a little bit more. Hopefully that will start to happen. Maybe that was just her entry ticket,
Yeah.
But yeah, I see that and I'm like, damn, because she's actually fire, and
Yeah.
there's a lot of females out there who are fire, and there's also some females out there who are not at
Right.
all, and but it's okay though because they still opening doors. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
everybody serves a purpose. Me, I'm not a metaphoric rapper really. I'm more of a storyteller.
Okay.
I try to pull from my experience. Like any bar that you pick out of my verses, there's truth to it. And that's
Okay.
where I wanted to separate myself from other people in the game, male and female. Like there's no capping over here. My new project is titled King in a Dress. And yeah, a lot of my friends are guys, and I'm always hanging with the guys. And they're always like, Ish, you move like a king. And we don't mean that as a man. We mean like king is a title.
Yeah.
It's, a
Yeah.
queen is a queen, but kings are typically higher than queens. So
Yeah.
if you're a female, we look at you as the highest level of female as far as how you carry yourself, how you overcome, any type of adversity, the way you just embrace everybody, nobody, I'm not better than anybody. I come and I relate to everybody, no matter what circumstance, and whether I'm on Wall Street or whether I'm just in the street, I can relate,
Yeah.
so they and I very humbly accepted the title. So I said, you know what?
As you should. As you
I'm gonna
should.
call the album King in a Dress, and I'm gonna show them why I'm that king in a dress. You know what I mean?
I love that. I'm
Mhm.
oh my God,
I
I
love
love
the
that.
title.
I love
I
that
love the title.
because I can actually see that. Like I see when I look at you, I see a strong woman. I see you and knowing your story and see how far you've come. Like you didn't let the adversity get the best of you because you could have,
Right.
but you did not,
Absolutely.
so you conquered that, and that's why I'm so glad that I know you. I'm so glad to be able to speak to you and to just look at how you keep moving though, like you're moving. Yeah, yeah, that title right there,
Yeah, yeah. I figured you was gonna
definitely.
like that title.
Thank
Don't
you.
let
Thank
that
you.
get you. Don't
Thank
let
you.
Aisha get you on the couch,
Oh.
please, Lady D. Don't let Aisha get you in trouble.
Oh, she
Yeah, yeah. I'm telling you. Yeah, but I love the title.
yeah.
You know, the thing about it is hip hop needs that. Like,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? It needs someone that's just step in that position. And when you're speaking about telling the story, I just alone on one of the verses, on one of the lines in your verse that we were just playing that clip when you said that when you was sending collect calls, I'm just paraphrasing that you didn't hit that number 9 or you didn't accept the calls. Now you real Aisha, was that some real stuff?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Press 5.
Press 5, like press 5 to accept
Mhm.
the call. Like, was that real Aisha?
Yes,
Who was
that's very, very real. That's very real. And I speak for not just myself, but a lot of females that have done time. Women have a history of holding a man down, of holding down loved ones, and men don't really have that same, they don't have that same tenacity when it comes to being there for a woman. So
Wow.
me and a lot of other women I was locked up with, you start off in a relationship with somebody and they kind of just, after a while, just forget about you. And I went through that. I went through that with someone I was dealing with that just moved on with their life. What stopped slowly, just stop sending money. I'm calling, you're not answering the phone, and you don't have any recourse. You just locked up. You just got to deal with it. So I'm sure, I know it happens to the men too, but it happens more frequently to women. So men don't have like different baby mothers, coming to see them. their mother, their wife, maybe a
Yeah,
side chick
right.
here and there. You know, chicks is usually just, they deal with one guy, and if he's not rocking with them, they asked out. So I went
Yeah.
through that. I speak about it in a couple of songs. And not pressing five. I remember very vividly.
Not pressing
Yeah.
five.
And that's actually a motivation for me as well, because you're gonna regret not pressing five when you see what's coming. You're gonna wish you was pressing five.
Wait,
So,
why did I know that was like the backstory to that? Because I looked at your face. I was like, sis ain't playing. It was like, you're gonna
I ain't
regret
playing.
not pressing that button.
That's
Press
right.
five
It's like,
now.
certain people you just shouldn't play with. You know what I
Right.
mean? And especially, I'm very much into like my history and our ancestors and culture. And when there's certain people that you can't play with, because there's people outside of this realm that got your back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
Yeah.
you got to
Yeah.
be careful with who you play with. Because it can mess you up in the future. And it ain't just me. My little army on the other side, they might make a couple moves that might mess you up, so.
See, this is why I love her though. So you see the beauty, right? But you see the feistiness behind it. It's like, yo, I'm not playing. I'm serious about what I do. That's why I adore you. I just adore her. Just
Oh, thank
Beauties
you.
and bars and bats.
beauty, bars,
and
bats, everything.
Bullets and bars and bullets and beauties and bats and bats and
So it's amazing. Now listen, I wanted to touch on. I had a question because you were speaking, and I just asked the questions as they come to me. Now we
I'm
know
an open book. You can ask me anything about anything during any time.
all right, let me go first, Lady D.
Get out of here. Anyway, so we were talking, and you made me forget what I was saying.
Oh, that fast. Okay.
What is one of the things we know your past? We know you've been, you did a bit, and we know all of that. We've talked about that. But what is one of the biggest obstacles that you overcame while you were locked up?
One of the biggest obstacles I overcame while being locked up, it would be definitely being away from my family.
Okay.
That was the biggest. Well, you know what? That was one of the biggest. The other biggest obstacle was trying to practice a little bit of being subordinate. I don't really do well with authority. I don't like anybody telling me what to do, especially if I look at you and I feel like, okay, your brain is not functioning nowhere near on the level where mine is, and you telling me what to do. That was very, very, very difficult for me. It took a trip to the shoe. It took a couple write-ups. It took a little bit of drama for me to just calm down a little bit, because I'm always trying to find a way to make things happen. And I don't like being told no, especially if I'm not hurting nobody. It's just a dumb rule that you came up with to make my life more difficult. That was very, very, very hard for me to kind of just, settle down and follow some of these stupid rules. That was tough. That was probably my biggest hurdle that I had to overcome.
Okay. I can see that though. I can see that. I can almost see you, and I don't mean an attitude in a negative way, but it's just like it's something is just so powerful about you. It's just like, you know what? I know what I want. I know how to get what I want. I'm going to do what I want, and I have a hard time for you telling me, like you said, you had a hard time doing that, but because you're a boss though. You're an entrepreneur.
Right.
You've been that. So those of us who got control over, our lives, and, so to say, or we want what we want and we know how to go about getting what we want, or if we don't know how to go about getting it, we're going to figure it out. And when we are like that, it's hard for us to be told what to do, because I have a little bit of a hard time. I'm like, I know what I want to do and how I want to do it.
Right.
You don't have to tell me.
Don't I know?
100%.
Yeah.
Wow. So, king in the skirt.
I don't think
King
she
in the
said
dress.
King in the dress.
I was
skirt,
like, the king not
all
wearing a skirt.
Okay. You can see Lady D's listening, and it just have to grow on me.
Okay, king in the dress. Come on, Leah.
King in a dress.
Go ahead with your question.
I'm visualizing the king in the dress.
I already see it though.
All right, so king in the dress. That's what I'm gonna call Aisha for now. King in the dress.
Okay.
Is there a queen in your life? Now I'm only no. So who's Mr. Hall? You said accent.
No, so my guy,
That's how I'm
okay, let's just say, because I thought about that because he's definitely a king in my life.
Okay.
So I'm a very strong woman. So just think about the type of man I would have to have in my life. If I'm strong, he has to be a lot stronger than me,
Yes.
And he's definitely that. Actually, shout out to him, to Man. He actually just came home.
Okay.
So shout out to him. But you know what I love about him? He allows me to be me. He lets me do what I need to do and be who I am. And he doesn't feel emasculated by it at all,
Okay.
because he's very confident in how he moves and who he is and what he does. So I'm the king in the dress outside. In the house, I'm definitely the queen in the dress. In the house, I'm the queen in the dress.
That's how I was trying to
Okay,
word
girl.
my question because it was I was a little nervous. I didn't want to ask the wrong thing, and I was trying to be politically on point with my question. Just to make sure that
She says she dominates. This is what it is. She dominates in certain areas, and where she knows where to fall back, she falls back.
Exactly.
So that's what she's saying. In home, she falls back, but when she's outside of that, she dominates. That's what she was saying, babe.
Aisha, I think you're influencing my wife here, and I'm gonna end this interview because I know you're busy.
Oh, now we get ready to cut it off.
It's 50 years of hip hop.
Yes.
Do you see hip hop evolving? In what direction do you see hip hop? What are the things that you would like to fix? Let's go there. I'm just going to be on that. What are some of the things you would like to fix, Aisha?
Well, I definitely would like to fix we're working on it, the mumble culture. We starting to get past that where I can start to understand what's actually being said. That's one thing. I'd like to, see some of how do I say this politically correct? We have females in rap and we have guys in rap. And I really would love to just see that ultra masculinity back in male rap again. I'm trying to,
all right.
It's fun watching you try to do that though.
We don't want there to be what is the culture stuff they do? Like
we don't know. Let her finish trying to.
No, I mean I feel like and we can keep it real. You do have, like, say for example, you have Lil Nas X, who is a gay man who is living in his gay space. So you expect certain things to come from somebody who's so outwardly, gay, which is fine. But when you have straight men, it's like I would like to see, the gay men, it's fine. You have the way that you interact with the crowd, your way. But then the straight men, sometimes the lines get a little crossed. I'm not really sure sometimes what's happening.
Yes.
And that was a big adjustment for me because when I went away, that 10-year span, things changed a lot of what was considered, like shock value and what wasn't. So now it's kind of like, if I see a rapper, a straight rapper rapping that's wearing, long fingernails with polish, or that maybe have on like a frilly dress or something, but I get a little bit confused. So I'm just keeping it real. Like, it's nothing against anybody, but like, I like that. I just want to see like rap, like hip hop, like a little bit, like the grit, I'm looking for that a little bit. I don't know. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
we got you.
I got you because I saw a fellow Hampton Roads rapper. I'm gonna say it like that. Like I've known them since they were little, and I can say it. If their mama was here, she wouldn't have approved of it. And I'm not going to say no names. I'm from the 757 area, and I saw my little homie with a dog purse in a dress and some white and black socks and some fashion statement and sitting next to Nas X. And I know that my people is straight. That's my man. That's my little homie.
So that's what she's saying is that it's
these labels. I'm gonna tell you something very real. This is a conversation I had with a rapper who is a friend of mine. And I remember their album got pushed back and they were upset about it. And the reason was because they was doing a lot of community work. And the label was like, we didn't sign you as a community worker, outreach, help the people. We signed you as a gangster rapper. So until you get back to that, your album could sit on the shelf.
Oh,
and
wow.
They was just very shocked, like, you know, coming from where we come from, and I'm trying to do something right and something nice for the hood, and now that's looked at as a bad thing, and they actually pull back from it. So I feel like the labels sometimes have a lot of control over, you know, the appearance. They push certain agendas, they push certain looks. And a lot of times it's like, if you don't want to lose your bag or lose your position, you just go with the flow. Yeah. Everything from photo shoots down to, you know, what you're wearing. And a lot of times lines get crossed, not because you are moving a certain way, but the label wants to push you a certain way. And that's why I'm real specific about who I chose to go with my label decision, you know. I don't know if you want to ask about that, if I was jumping the gun.
You can go right on in it.
Okay, yeah. So, you know, I'm 100% rocking with Ghostface. Yap City is new label. And I like working with Ghostface because, you know, he's just as real as it gets, as solid as it gets, as street as it gets, official, legendary. One of the inspirations why I rapped in the first place. You know, sometimes I have to pinch myself. Like, I can't believe I'm really sitting here working with this guy whose tapes I used to rewind just to get the instrumental, you know, so I could, you know, write a couple bars. So I specifically chose someone that I felt safe with. That's good. You know, that's not going to try to change me, not going to try to, you know, change my image. That's going to let me be me, respect my artistry, guide me at the same time, you know, and not try to over-sexualize me. If I feel like being sexy and being half naked, which I've done, you know, it was, you know, sometimes I'm fully covered up. It's my choice. It's not like it's an agenda being pushed. So that's one of the main reasons that, you know, and I'm a fan, you know, so that's one of the main reasons why I chose to, you know, who doesn't want to work with a Wu-Tang affiliate? I mean, let's be for real. If you really love hip hop, you know the power of that whole group, that whole conglomerate, you know, so.
Yeah, that's
shout out to Yap City. We yapping.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good move. That's the good move. Ghost is people sleep. Ghost love regular music, R&B. Like his whole vibe was about, you know what I mean, the wisdoms, the queens. Like his whole energy has been like that. He's that old school, the Wallaby. I grew up. We all grew up together with them, man. Like that's a good choice. Very good choice. I'm gonna be rooting. I'm there. Ghost is good. That's a good choice.
Yeah.
That is a good move.
And he's done, you know, Summertime with Beyonce. That was a huge record. You know, he's done that record with Tiana Taylor. And then, you know, it's the record with him and Aisha Hall coming next. I plan to definitely follow in those footsteps. So we definitely have some music that we're going to be dropping. Aisha Hall featuring Ghostface Killer. And I'm super excited. We're going to definitely make a name, you know, for me.
Here's the lucky thing or the blessed thing about you. Your name, I know people may have said this already. Your name sounds like it's something. You know what I mean?
People tell me that all the time.
Like, there's some people that can't, they got to use one name, Aisha, right? Aisha Hall is your one name. Like, you know what I'm saying? If I'm saying it in marketing and branding, like Aisha Hall, like it sounds like, who is she?
Right.
Like I could say, yo, Aisha Hall, like who is that? Like those names, it's like the combination of those names, your first and your last name. You don't need to be another name. Like, you know what I mean? In hip hop, you can just be Aisha Hall. In hip hop, either they're gonna say what she sings. Like Aisha Hall is so universal, they're not going to know how to box you. You know what I'm saying? And being with Ghost and being with the acting and the avenues that they're gonna bring, because he has those resources. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I know that because I grew up in as a 5%. I grew up in that energy, that culture. You know what I'm saying? So I already know the resources that these brothers have when it comes to seeing Aisha Hall. You're the face, you're the brand, you already have a name that's going to be different. Like you're an author already. So they got different cross-marketing strategies already in the bucket. You know what I'm saying? So you Jane of all hats. Like, you know what I mean? Like you
absolutely
you bring that type of energy. I am saluting you, king in a dress. I said it.
You got it right.
You got it right.
He got it right.
Be quiet.
And
Honestly, it feels good being the only girl, right now. I don't know if they're gonna bring any other females in, but I love being just so loved and protected by my brothers. There's
absolutely
so much imagery of like black men tearing down women. That's what they push. But in that family environment, it's like when I walk in the room, it's like all my brothers, they come like to make sure I'm good and make sure have you eaten? You good? You need some tea? Let us sit you over here. Don't walk to the bathroom by yourself. They give me that feeling. I think that all women deserve to feel like the queen. So so I really enjoy that part of it. And not feeling like violated or somebody's gonna say something or try to touch me some type of way that's uncomfortable. I'm just very protected, and I think that that's a beautiful thing. That's why I love working with them.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
You're going to be their secret weapon.
You think she's gonna be a secret?
Yeah. They're gonna be like, yo, say something. Sick of Aisha. Watch Ghost in them. They're gonna contribute like they do WWE. They're gonna make the Aisha get them. What you say? Yo, we got a bad female because you knew.
Yeah, they've done it already. They've done it. They pulled the Aisha card a few times, but I've earned it, and I always say I don't try to step on anybody's shoes, but I also make it known like, yo, I survived some shit that a lot of dudes would tell or cower, and I stood tall, and they know that and they respect that. So I don't come in and just expect special treatment because I'm a female. It's like I earned every single level of respect that I get, and I make sure that they understand that. I'm not looking for handouts. I'm not looking for special treatment. I do look for protection because that's what men are supposed to do when they're around a woman, absolutely. I believe. But I definitely don't look for that special treatment just because I'm a girl. It's like I earned this spot. I earned this position, and I earned, my place. So they definitely give me that. But at the same time, I also kind of took that because it was mine to take based on what I've been through and what I've been able to achieve,
Wow.
Awesome.
See, this is when you sit there and you just be like, yo, it was hers to take. Like, come on. Like it's the words that you use. Like, it brings enlightenment, right? So if any young girl is watching and any woman right now is watching, the choice of words, right? Your words have power and they have authority, and that's how you speak. It was mine to take. Nobody gave me anything. I earned it. It was mine to take. And I'm like, yo, I mean, just listening to that, it's just like you are somebody's idol. You are somebody's secret mentor because of the way that you carry yourself. And I'm just, just looking at you. It's just your whole demeanor. It's the way you sit. It's the way that you speak. And I want everybody to understand that, there are some things that we want and we feel like we can't get it, but you can. You just got to get up. You got to have that know-how. You got to go have that get up and go and take what's yours, because there is something that's out there that belongs to you, but you got to go earn it. And then when you know that you come to that point, then you got to take what's yours. So I just love that. I love that energy.
Passion, the energy, the sincerity, your voice tone, the voice reflection. You definitely can feel the pain. You can feel that it's real.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things why I love cousin Aisha. Come in our stage as a family member.
Yes, we family.
So you got
I do, and I'm quite sure that you probably done something else. But this is one of my favorite books here. This is one of my favorites. Okay, Larry the Linden Lion, and of course you impact people in a financial way, and you help. Tell us what you're doing with that, because the last time I know that we were talking about it, we were talking about credit repair and all of that, and the things that you were doing. What are you doing now? Because you was doing a lot back then, but what are you doing now
So I
as
have
far as the
a
credit
lot of,
repair?
but the credit repair. So I have a lot of things going on, especially with Larry. Larry
Okay.
is moving into the what is the proper word? More like the play world. So right now, I don't know if you remember Barney. Um,
Yes.
so I have some Barney-sized costumes with all the characters being made right now, and we're gonna
Okay.
take Larry on the road. So Larry will become interactive.
Smart.
So
Yes.
not only will they have the books, they'll be able to have fun, a learning experience that is kind of something that they won't be able to turn away from. It's going to be entertaining. The characters will have their little rapping going on. So
Okay.
I'm infusing, the whole Aisha Hall talents into this situation with Larry. So,
Powerful.
the goal is to have Larry on a big stage with thousands of kids watching and singing along and talking about what interest is and what credit is and what banking is and all the things the tools that we don't get. Um,
Uh-huh.
and not just Black people. I mean, just as a whole,
As a
financial
whole.
literacy is an issue.
Yeah.
So I'm like, well, let me use my experience to kind of help, bring some financial literacy to us, just
Yeah.
to make us understand that we are a lot more capable than we think. Because I always tell people, civil rights era, you know, we could go to the schools that we wanted to. They integrated the schools. Them folks said, we're going to let these Black folks come in these schools. We're going to let these Black folks come in these restaurants. We're going to let these Black folks drink from these fountains. But what we're not going to do is let these Black
Not
folks into the
going
banking system.
There
And
you
that
go.
is why you see the breakdown in our communities, because whoever controls the money controls everything. And we have
Yeah.
no control of money at all.
At
So
all.
financial literacy is very important if you want to have some control as far as where the money goes and how the money flows. So
Yeah.
it will, if we can start bringing that conversation, at kindergarten, first grade, second grade, and just make these simple financial terms regular and not
Yeah.
foreign.
Yeah.
It can open the door to a lot more access to
Mhm.
financial tools and wealth and things like that. So
Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel you on that, because I had created this character called Dolly Dollar. And Dolly Dollar again is like, Larry the Lion. We were my intentions is to put money in the children's hand, right? So that they can feel the money. Make that something, let money flow through their hands so they can feel it. Talk to them about money, let them touch money, let them build a relationship with money, because I realized that, a lot of us don't have a good relationship with money. And for me, relationship with money is like having a relationship with another person. If you don't treat it right, it's not going to treat you right.
right,
You
right,
gotta you gotta respect your money. You gotta do the right thing with your money, because if not, it's gonna turn around and it's going to backfire on you. And a lot of us don't, we don't have that. We don't teach our children about money. So that's
right.
why this one was really, really good for me. And when I got it, I let my daughter read it. And then we read it together and we talked about it, because I want her to be able to understand, at an early age, because I didn't learn till I was, a lot older, until I went through a whole bunch of stuff. And then I started picking it up and saying, oh, okay, this is how we got to do that. So I am definitely on the lookout for all of those characters. And
That's
girl, I
great.
will probably be among the kids yelling and screaming. Like,
Love it. I love it.
No, I love what you said about money, our relationship with money, because most of us have a negative relationship with money because our
yes.
parents did. Can
Yeah.
I buy this? I ain't got no money for that. You think money
Right.
grow on trees? It's always something. I got too many bills to pay. It's like, so every time money is talked about in our households,
Yeah.
it's always negative.
Hmm.
And in other households, it's like, honey, did you see the dividends this week? They were amazing. It's like, it's a whole different conversation. So
Absolutely.
so yeah, I definitely want to change the relationship we have with money. I like what
Yeah.
you said that.
Yeah, I mean, it just, it's since I talked to you the last time, it was just something that I had, stirring inside of me, because that is just one of my passions, is to make sure that not only, like you said, not only the Black people suffer from not knowing, it's in every nationality, somebody is suffering somewhere, right? And we don't never want to talk about it because we want to all look like we always have it together, and we don't. Some of us are silently suffering because we don't want the other person to know that, no, we don't have it together over here. And that's how we get stuck into it, because we try, it's always, we're trying to look like somebody else. No, I don't want to look like you, because you know what, you're trying to look like somebody else, and who was they trying to look like?
Right, right.
So I mean, teaching our children now is very, very important, so that, because who knows what the future looks like? It's
Yeah, because
crazy
money
out here now.
won't even be physical. Money might not even exist. I mean, y'all see
Might
what's
not
happening right
exist.
now. Everything's going to be digital soon, and
Yeah,
you know, it's so financial literacy is not just about money. It's about understanding currency,
yeah.
how it flows. That's why it's
How it
called currency.
flows.
It's a current. It flows and it changes. We was exchanging grains at one time. Then it went to gold and silver coins, and now it's
Yeah,
dollar bills. Next thing you know, now it's just digitized. You'll be able
yeah.
to pay for things with your fingerprint. Amazon already has that. So
Wow.
you got to stay conscious of how money flows and changes, and that's
Yeah,
something that we always seem to get the bad end of the stick. We find out things when it's at the end, and if you notice, once we find out, they change it.
right,
As soon as it
right.
becomes something that's relevant to us, or oh, I got it now. Oh, the rules change
Yeah,
because that's
yeah.
how they keep us at bay. So
Absolutely.
keeping
Yeah.
it
So
keeping
by
it a
the time,
secret.
yeah, by the time we pick up on what has already been going on, it's new to us, and then it switches. So we feel like, oh well, I didn't get, no, it's been going on. We just not in tune to it. We
Right.
just
But that's
we just
changing, and that's a beautiful thing. It's starting to change,
yeah,
and they starting to panic. you
absolutely.
know.
I think I have to get you and Aisha on the stage and talk this money stuff. A light bulb just went on my head.
Let's
Aisha,
go. You
Let's
hit me
go,
up,
right?
I'm
Let's
Aisha,
there.
go.
Aisha Hall, Hampton Roads Hotel. All right, what you need?
Mhm.
What you need,
Put
Queen?
We
it
got you.
together. Put it together.
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
gonna do it.
yeah.
We're gonna
Bing,
do it.
bing, bing.
Aisha, do you have any more books? I know you have, Larry the Linda Lion. Do Larry have any more books?
Yes, I have Kima and Lamar, A Ghetto Love Story, parts one, parts two, parts three of that. I
Okay.
have Caught Up Loving a Boss. These are my urban books. I have The Backside of the Story with Kimberly Smedley. I co-wrote with my
Gee,
friend Shawana, her book, Swiped. I also wrote King's Reign Supreme. That's about the fall of the dollar and how it would affect the hood. It's an urban story, but it comes from a socioeconomic perspective. I also
Okay.
have uh, what else I have? I have so many. I wrote about 13 books. So if you go to Amazon
Right.
and
Right.
you put
Right.
my name, you'll see all the
okay.
books that I've written.
I was about
Okay.
to ask
Okay.
that.
Yeah. We definitely gotta
We're
we gotta
gonna
get that out
we're
there.
gonna be
Yeah.
posting,
Mhm.
and I'm gonna tag that in. Aisha, my family member, anything you want to close out before we let you go? Because Lady D took up all my hip hop time with this credit money touching lingo. I'm sitting over here like
Yeah. First
this.
of all, well, thank y'all for having me. Make sure y'all check out the upcoming show on VH1, My True Crime Story. They did my story, very similar to American Gangster, but it's the VH1 version of it. We just
Okay.
recorded that, so we should be airing sometime around May.
Okay.
So I'm looking forward to that. If you guys are anywhere around, I will be having a viewing party at Brooklyn Chop House. Invite only. So if you guys are around, let's talk.
We
And
Okay.
got
you can come through there. It's going to be a great networking event. So I have that going on. I'm also working with Marquand. Shout out Marquand. He's actually the creator of Godfather of Harlem, one of
oh,
my favorite shows, and he's actually helping me, um, along with Fatima Washington, helping me bring my story to the big screen in a scripted series.
Okay.
They've been saying where billions meets Queen of the South, so I'm really excited about that. Working with Mass Appeal, that's Nas's company. So this will be their first scripted series. And I
Okay.
loved the way that, Jay-Z and them did The Harder They Fall. That was their first movie. So companies like that, when they do a project and you get to be the first one, they put everything into it.
Everything in it.
Yeah.
So I know that they'll do a great job. Bringing my story, to the scripted series wave, which I'm so excited about. So I got a lot going on, a lot going on, big stuff.
Big
She
stuff.
got big.
You so confident.
She
I
got
love
big
you, man,
stuff. She
man.
got big
Big
stuff. I'm saying the king and the
You gotta speak it into existence. You gotta speak it,
girl. Oh yeah,
speak
we definitely going to connect because I just see, you follow. But Prince always says
win, yo.
he always says you follow great to become great, right? And I just think you're great. I just think you're great,
thank
and
you
it's
so
just
much.
like it's when you have the opportunity to connect with somebody, you take that opportunity. You know who to connect to. So I don't connect with everybody, but every time I talk to you, it's just always you always leave me saying, God, I gotta step up. I gotta do this.
Because
Amazing.
She didn't know I had you on the show until Monday. What was it? And I said, yo, I meant to tell you, Aisha's gonna be joining us on Thursday. I want you to text her. She was like, Lady D is. She let me do all the work. Aisha.
I do.
I'm gonna keep right under the bus, but I'm gonna be
finding me under the bus.
All the work, setting up and all that. Today, home early from work. Now, when normally we doing the swag, we just doing the regular stuff. She coming in here 6:45. We air at 7. There's nothing. We just not. Today, she home from work early. Makeup, and I'm like, okay. Got the book.
That's right.
I didn't see this book down here.
The book was right over here.
Was it?
It was here all this time. Don't play with me.
It was right there. Aisha, we love you to life.
Yes, girl.
We want to salute you. You are the best. We are rooting for you. And you know what? I am going to be spreading the word about whatever it is.
Yes.
And I'm going to hit you up. I'm going to set something up. I got to get you and Lady D on the stage, man, on some type of conference or something.
You're going to do something.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
See it.
She said, let's do it. So we gotta move fast because you see she busy. She booked and busy.
Booked and busy.
Yeah. I always make time for the people who make time for me. I could blow up crazy and it doesn't matter. My number is still the same and we're gonna make it do what it do. It doesn't matter because you guys love me. I love y'all back and I look forward to doing whatever it is y'all want to do. I'm down. So
ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, that's my sister. She moved up. That's my sister.
She moved from cousin to sister?
Yes.
Put your damn hands together for the incredible.
Yes.
The dopest. Bars and beauty.
Yes. Bars and beauty.
Yes, said it. 50 years of hip hop, and guess what? She's here. She's alive. They've been waiting for you, Queen. But I would say, King.
That's 100.
Right.
That's Aisha Hall, y'all. All right, we love you. We're gonna hit you up. Baby.
Love you, sis.
And you never used to press fire. Left me in the cold. I cried 100 tears. In peace, but it felt like 100 years. Con Air, chained up with 100 pairs. Tight jumping.
Listen to that. Listen.
Nobody cares.
Now you can relate to this, right?
Yeah.
So the other rappers.
Investing every dime, bought 100
You can't get with that one?
I love her bars. It's substance. It's substance. It's clarity. But you know what? I think
follow the bouncing ball with her. Like when she says she's a storyteller, you can see that she's a storyteller.
But I think you know what? I think for me, I'm, and I probably shouldn't say that, but because I've spoken to her so many times, and I know a little bit more about her, and I know her life. I know some of her story, and I listen to it and how she carries herself, and so it projects in the music, and so it makes me pay attention. It makes me listen closely. So
she's dope. When her father put her on that stage at 6, I mean, I don't know how many people is in front of the audience. Nothing scares that.
Well, you know what? I really, I'm gonna say this. I thank God for her father. I thank God that he did what he did. Because oh my God, if he can just see now,
he's watching down on
who he created. Oh my God.
Yeah. Swell Famous Swag in the morning. That was Aisha Hall.
Yes, goodness, my sister, y'all.
Okay, don't cut me off again. My sister, y'all. Swell Famous Swag in the morning. Lady D love us some Aisha Hall.
I love her.
I do too. And I'm not even Swell Famous Swag in the morning. Until the next time. Swag in the morning time.
Yes.